Did you know that your brain is made of nearly 60% fat, and a third of that is saturated fat? Yet for decades, we've been told to fear it. What if I told you that saturated fat isn't the villain, but a vital nutrient your body craves? Hi, I'm Mark Bates, metabolic health coach. And today, we're diving deep into a decades-long deception that shaped modern nutrition policy and influenced what's on your plate. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the science of saturated fat, but be empowered to make choices that serve your body, not outdated dogma. Where the fear began, let's rewind to the 1950s. Heart disease was rising fast, and the world wanted answers. That's when a physiologist named Ansel Keys stepped in with the diet-heart hypothesis. His 7-country study claimed a direct link between saturated fat intake and heart disease. The only problem? He cherry-picked the data. Countries that didn't fit his theory, like France, where people ate loads of butter but had low heart disease rates, were excluded. Imagine blaming umbrellas for the rain just because people carry them when it's wet. That's essentially what happened with saturated fat. And yet, this flawed theory became the foundation for government dietary guidelines that demonized animal fats and promoted seed oils and processed carbs. What saturated fat actually does in your body? Saturated fats are triglycerides made of 3 fatty acids connected to a glycerol backbone. The fatty acids are saturated with hydrogen, making them stable and solid at room temperature. Unlike unstable polyunsaturated fats, saturated fats don't easily oxidize. That means they're ideal for cooking and safer for your cells. They're critical for forming healthy cell membranes, producing sex and stress hormones, insulating your brain and nerves. Your brain loves saturated fat. Think of saturated fats like bricks in your house. They provide structure, safety, and resilience. Unsaturated fats, by contrast, are like bubble wrap, flexible but fragile. What the research really shows. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Modern studies have shattered the myth that saturated fat causes heart disease. Meta-analyses of randomized controlled trials show no significant evidence that reducing saturated fat lowers heart attack risk. In fact, replacing saturated fat with polyunsaturated oils often increases the risk of inflammation and oxidation. LDL cholesterol? It's not all bad. What matters is particle size. Saturated fats increase large, buoyant LDL particles, which are far less dangerous than small, dense ones. Plus, saturated fat raises HDL, good cholesterol. Let's not forget the Minnesota coronary experiment and the PURE study. Both found that diets lower in saturated fat didn't reduce mortality or improve outcomes. Evolution didn't get it wrong. If saturated fat were dangerous, human evolution sure missed the memo. Our ancestors relied on animal fats for energy, especially in cold climates where carbs were scarce. Saturated fat provided warmth, fuel, and the building blocks for survival. Today, Arctic populations like the Inuit thrive on high saturated fat diets, from seal blubber to fatty fish, with virtually no heart disease until they adopt Western diets. Why? Because saturated fat isn't an enemy. It's an evolutionary advantage. The cooking oil crisis. So how did we get from butter to canola oil? In the 20th century, industrial seed oils, like soybean, corn, and canola, flooded the market. These oils are highly processed and unstable, especially under heat. When you cook with polyunsaturated fats, PUFAs, they oxidize, forming toxic compounds like aldehydes. These damage your DNA and increase your risk for chronic disease. Saturated fats, on the other hand, remain stable under heat. Coconut oil, beef tallow, and butter are not only safer, they taste better and support your metabolism. Let's wrap up the key points. Saturated fat is essential for your brain, hormones, and cellular structure. The link between saturated fat and heart disease is unsupported by modern science. Cooking with saturated fat is not only safe, it's your best option. Here's how you can reclaim your health today. Swap out margarine and vegetable oils for real butter and coconut oil. Choose full-fat dairy, pasture-raised meats, and traditional animal fats like lard and tallow. Say goodbye to industrial seed oils like canola, soybean, and corn. Check your labels, they're everywhere. It's not about eating more fat blindly. It's about choosing the right fats, ones your body recognizes, ones your ancestors thrived on. We've been fed a lie for too long. Saturated fat is not the enemy. It's the foundation of vibrant metabolic health. Now that you know the truth, it's time to take back your plate and fuel your body the way nature intended. If this video helped you see saturated fat in a new light, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, share this with someone who still fears butter.